Good morning, everyone, and thank you for coming to this Stoney Creek Chamber of Commerce Small Business Week webinar. We're excited to have this presentation for you this morning. Let me tell you about our presenters this morning. The company is called Brand Beam. They specialize in transforming innovative marketing concepts into tailor-made campaigns to thrive across all the digital platforms. They are in fact members of our Chamber of Commerce, and we have in fact engaged them to be our social media experts. So I speak with great experience of dealing with these amazing people. Manahil and Yassine both have many years of experience in marketing and global and digital marketing and different things, both in the Canadian marketplace and in the world marketplace. So they're very skilled. They really are a great team to work with. And I am going to turn it right over to them to let them get started.
Thank you, Brenda, and welcome everyone on the call. And thanks, Brenda, for an amazing introduction. We'll just dive in today as we're going to speak about the marketing practices and that small businesses can benefit from if they are on a budget and if they don't want to spend a lot of money on that. So there are a few aspects that we're going to talk about. Brenda, if you move the slide, there's going to be a flow of the webinar. It shows all the areas that we are going to cover and talk. And then there's going to be content marketing, the cost-effective email marketing, how to leverage local networks and introduce that into your marketing plan. Then there will be closing remarks. We'll just recap everything, and we'll encourage everyone to have question and answers. So I will jump into content marketing if a company is. So here's the introduction. I'm Manahil, and Yassine is my partner, and we work together as a team under the umbrella of Brand Beam. And we are a digital marketing agency working in Stoney Creek and geared towards helping small, medium businesses to help them digitalize their marketing initiatives. So let's move forward to the next slide. Which is content marketing on a budget. So just to give some perspective that what content marketing is a strategic approach where marketeers and businesses develop content and distribute it across multiple channels. And the objective is to ensure the engagement and create brand awareness. So that brand awareness and authority that is created through that content will generate the profitable customer actions. So putting yourself out there, creating content. There are two aspects to doing the content marketing piece, right? It's creating valuable content. So it's really all about focusing the quality of content that you're producing and the quality of content that you're putting out on the social media channels. It has to resonate with your target audience. So it is very important to understand what is the demographic of your audience and what is going to resonate with them. So when create content which has quality, which resonates with the audience, which talks about the pain points of the audience, and it also talks about how your services are resolving their problems or providing them solutions. So when it comes to content, sometimes it feels very overwhelming. You don't know where to start and what to put out there. So you can always begin with whatever you have available. A lot of companies do have blog posts and case studies and guides which are already sitting there, and they could be repurposed into small size documents or small size content pieces across various platforms. So that should be the approach which should be taken. If you don't have these things, and if there is any kind of business or marketing collateral sitting in your office, just pick it up and start from there and see that how you can make that content the base and then create something out of that. It could be a blog post, or it could be a small story about it, about the marketing collateral that you have. So just an insight that I would share from the Forbes Business Advisor, that most of the businesses are spending less than $1,000 on the content marketing, which is an indicator that if you spend less than $1,000, you can still reap the benefits of content marketing. It is as inexpensive and affordable, and that is something that you can do. So next piece of content marketing, we'll move to the next slide, and it is about maximizing the social media. So when it comes to social media, sometimes small, medium businesses think that they don't have the correct understanding where they want to start. So the easy way to start is to choose the platform where you think that your audience will spend most of their time, and start building your brand content and on that platform. In order to create any kind of content, you can use free tools like Canva to create professional looking content. The templates are ready. There are beautiful color schemes, there are images, and it's very easy to use, and it's a free tool. So you can use that tool to generate content for the platform, which resonates best with the audience. And also it gives you everything customized. It has templates for all different platforms, so you don't have to worry about that if it will fit any particular social media platform. At the same time, in order to maximize the social media benefits, you can use and you can encourage your clients, your audience to share their experience. And when they share their experience on social media, it will be considered as user-generated content, and that could be reposted on your social platforms. That will enhance the credibility of your brand, that there are people who have positive experiences, and it's like a positive reinforcement. So that's something that's completely free, and you can always incent if a customer has a good experience, they are more likely to create such content pieces. So really focus around that. There's another aspect that brands can take advantage, and companies can take advantage when they are creating content, that they use the free features like hashtags. There are some hashtags which are trending, and the hashtags which resonate and which are relevant to your content, you can integrate them in your content pieces, and that can improve the visibility of the content that the brand is posting on any social platform. So another insight from For Business is that social media and community building efforts are where businesses spend more of their content marketing budget. So social media and community building is basically very beneficial because it helps you have that positive reinforcement and helps you with that referral and word of mouth thing that can really benefit the business in the longer term. Now I'm going to hand it over to Yassine. He's going to talk a little more about how email marketing can help a business or a company who's on a budget and want to use these marketing tools to promote their business.
Hi everyone. Thank you Brenda for the great introduction here. And yeah, I'm gonna be talking today about effective email marketing, and there are so many out there that we can discuss. I know more than duration of this webinar, but we're gonna cover some of the key points here that a small organization on a budget can focus on to start with. And one of those first steps is to how to build an email list. And then that start initially by collecting first off the email information from the existing customer base. That could be one step to start with. And there are many tactics or initiatives there in order to get those emails, of which we can, for example, think of giving some incentives, like if you have a free guide or exclusive content or any promotional or discount or a free shipping or something like that. So it could help initially to capture the customers into and then get their emails and try to sign them up for a newsletter program there. Obviously, we have to keep in mind that we always need to get their consent, because in Canada we are a castle, an opt-in country, which means like we are a castle, and we do need to get the consent to receive any marketing communication. And then moving on to some of the best practices to craft and create impactful and affordable email for organization on a budget. So we can clearly think of keeping the messaging very personalized and short and to the point, because the customers or the consumers do care about personalization here, and they want something addressed to them specifically. So there are many methods and tools to use, in order to create a personalized email or messaging. And another thing is to think smartly about the subject line, for example, because it's one of the key aspects of how our email campaign are going to perform. And there are a few things organization can test when crafting their email with and their subject lines. Also, I wanted to highlight that the importance of having a strong call to action in that email piece. So we wanted to have a clear message toward what would be the next step. Like, for example, if you want them to visit the website or purchase or place an order or book a consultation, so that should be clearly communicated in the email, and then also having the proper page where these recipient will be landing when they click on that button or action. And then to also wanted to highlight the importance of email tools nowadays. There are many affordable email tools. Some of them are free to use, like MailChimp, MooSend, or Sendinblue, and they offer a free email marketing solution. So basically, an organization can start from today without any cost with their basic and free plan, and then they can start sending and crafting and sending some beautiful emails from these platforms. They can also take advantage of built-in features like templates, like existing templates in these platform editors, segmentation, and some basic automation, which can streamline their effort. I want to wrap up this section with some of the key insights we have to share today. Is email still is one of the most effective, marketing solution. And then with that, we have a very high return over investment. So for example, for every $1 spent on email marketing, it could receive up to $36 in return. And also from McKinsey, we have this other insight is that 71% of buyers expect personalized communication to develop a successful relationship with your brand. So those are some of the things to keep in mind when trying to work on with email marketing. I think we can move on to the next section. I'm going to be handing over to Manahil to talk more about leveraging local networks.
Okay, thank you. So another aspect that companies can utilize when they are on a budget and they have limited budgets to allocate to marketing is leveraging the local network. And when I say leveraging the local network, it has two pieces to it. The idea to collaborate with local businesses and referral marketing. So I'll explain one by one. So collaborating with local businesses is more like for businesses to strategically look around and see that there are other businesses that will complement their offering and partner with them. So one of the most underutilized strategies for small, medium businesses is leveraging their local network. Think about the businesses that complement yours. Maybe if you run a cafe, you can team up with a bakery to offer a joint promotion. Or if you run a dry cleaner business, you can collaborate with a tailor or suiting business to collaborate and cross-promote your offerings. And you could cross-promote each other's services and create joint promotions that benefit both the parties. This builds the community ties and broadens your reach without spending a dime. So that is something which is very beneficial. It helps you build that network. It helps you have more visibility of your brand into each other's networks. Moving on to referral marketing. So referral marketing is another low cost yet very high impact strategy. When your existing customers are happy and satisfied, they're going to refer you to other businesses and they're going to recommend your services to their friends and family. So businesses and marketers should focus on how they can encourage these referrals from happy customers. And they can also incentivize the customers. They can send them loyalty points, any discounts or free consultations. And not only that, offering these things will reward the loyalty of your customers, but it will also bring in new businesses. I want to touch a little bit from the B2B perspective as well. In a B2B setup, you can encourage referrals by sharing the success stories of your client. Like if you have offered some services to a client and it has helped them in their achieving their business goals, talk about it on your social media. That will all add credibility to your services, and then it makes it easier for the existing clients to recommend you to the other people or other leads in their network. So you have to also think about structuring a very effective referral program in B2B, because referral marketing can work really well in B2B. And the reason is that there is a lot of complexity when it comes to decision making. For example, when a business leader is deciding on taking the services of a company, or is thinking to invest into an automation tool or into any technology, a recommendation from a peer can really drive it can really drive and accelerate the decision-making process. And then it has also a lot of credibility, because the trust comes from knowing that the person making the referral has experienced success with a particular product or service. So referral programs can work really well, even if it's B2B or B2B. You just have to strategically plan them. There are a few insights here, but I'm going to share. 78% of the B2B marketers say that referral programs generate good and excellent leads. 60% of the marketers says that referral programs generate high volume of leads, and 54% say that referral programs have a lower cost per lead than any other channels, and marketers rate referrals as the second highest source of quality leads. So working on an effective referral marketing program, regardless of the industry you work in, can be very beneficial if you're on a budget. This is all about leveraging local networks. We'll just move forward now to the next slide to wrap up the everything about the finding, to wrap up everything that we have here. I'm gonna hand it over to Yassine.
Thank you, Manahil. Very insightful there. So I'm gonna have some closing remarks here to wrap up our webinar and presentation. And the key takeaway is, however, is that marketing on a budget, it is achievable. It's very much achievable and feasible. You just have to be strategic about your efforts and how you're gonna focus and prioritize. By focusing on high impact and local strategies, there are many channels and tools, and including content marketing, email marketing also, and referral and local networks. These are some of the most effective yet low cost marketing tools and methods that can help a small business or a small organization on a budget with their marketing initiatives and reach their objectives and business goals without spending or overspending there. So there are many things that, again, can be leveraged within these channels and marketing tools. And then again, we're here talking about organization on a budget. So plenty of options here. And also to wrap it up, as a Small Business Week offer here, we're going to be offering a free month of service upon signing up with us with Brandbeam for a 1 year. So we will be more than happy to discuss with any of individuals or organizations how we can help them with this marketing channels, as well as other marketing channels that we are expert at. So now I think we can move on next.
Question and answer sessions.
Next slide, if there's any questions or answers.
Questions.
Sorry.
Yes, thank you. That was awesome. We do have some questions from our audience, and I just, the first one was, I think you've kind of covered it mostly in your thing, but just kind of recap, how do I create valuable content if I don't have a big marketing team or a big budget? If you just like kind of recap what those steps would be to get valuable content.
like you don't need a large team or an expensive tools to create valuable content. You could start, for example, by focusing on what your customers care about the most, um, and then you can repurpose existing, I would say, existing content, like Menahid was talking about, like posts, like blog posts, or any, for example, FAQ sections or any existing data or guides that you have already, and you can repurpose all of these assets into new formats, like videos or new infographics or content snippets to share across different marketing channels and social media. Free or low cost tools like mentioned previously, like Canvas or HubSpot, can help content creations. And they are the perfect, I would say, the perfect tool for small businesses because they're very user friendly, very easy to use. And they can start with free plans. There's nothing to pay there. Also, we
Okay,
don't have
that's
to
great.
forget the importance of
Yes.
user-generated content, such as reviews on social media and posts and stories, which is very important to provide authentic insight while helping you build trust across your community.
Thank you. That's a great recap of sort of everything you covered. But I still have a question from the team that's like, that's great, but what if we have no presence on social media and we have no content? Where do we start if we're starting from scratch, kind of?
Well, that's very interesting because many organizations can be facing that situation, and the message that I have to say here is that if you have a little to no presence on social media with no existing content to repurpose, don't worry. You can start from scratch without overwhelming yourself. So I would say the first step here is to focus on creating foundational content content that speaks directly to your audience pain points and interests. You can, for example, start with a few key pieces of content that you can later on build. Um, for example, FAQ. You can compile a list of common customer questions and answer them in a series of blog posts or short social media updates. So that's a very simple thing to do. It relates to your own business and industry. This can be indirectly valuable to potential customers. Also, behind the scene, you can share stories behind your business, how the product are made, or what a day in your business like, and things like that, because people, they like to connect with authentic stories. So that could be also a good idea for content creation from scratch. Also, try to leverage if you have any customer testimonial, because they're very, very important. When you reach out to happy customers and they ask for reviews or testimonial, that could be also used and could be also posted over social media or your website as a starting point. Yeah, those are some of the ideas that we could think of right now, if you want to start from scratch with no presence at all.
That's great.
And
And
once
I
you
really
create
like
this,
the idea of being able to just like talk about yourself, shoot some small videos of maybe production in your back room or some of the people that they're working. That makes it easy and not frightening for people to kind of get started with. So that's great advice. Thank you. So one of the other things that you talked about a lot, and I think we all get email marketing, but it's great to hear that it's still a very viable way to run your marketing campaign. But how do I build an email list without being pushy and do it properly and like, build that list so that I can reach people?
yeah, that's also a very important question, I would say. And then I would think of, like, I would have to say that building an email list organically is always going to be better if you can offer something of value in exchange for their email, um, like exclusive content, including a free guide or a resource, or any discount if you're in retail, or for example, free shipping, whatever relate to your line of business. um, an exclusive access to a product or service, something like that, or a free trial, etc. So that would definitely encourage consumer to provide their email, and then eventually to sign up for your marketing emails to try to nurture them later on. But we have to mention that ensuring opt-in forms are um, has to be done, and it's very simple and straightforward. And we have to always give the audience the option to opt out as a requirement from the a legal point of view from Castle perspective. You can also leverage your website, social media, and in-person interaction to promote the benefit of joining your list. For example, if we talk about websites, you can always place a pop-up on your website with that offer or exclusive content, so you can try to encourage this website visitors to sign up to your newsletter, to your marketing program.
Stories about it.
Yeah.
That's excellent. So I've done all that and I've paid attention to everything you said, and I've started my email and I'm working on building that list, and I'm got a great content for it, and I've got a super a subject line, and I'm letting them opt in and out properly. But how do I know it's working? How do I track that? How do I know if that's going to be working for me?
Yeah, absolutely. I think that the most powerful thing with digital marketing is that you can track every single thing as opposed to some of the traditional marketing channels. So, and when it comes to email marketing, for example, tracking performance is crucial to improve in your key email marketing campaign. So there are some of the key metrics to watch for email marketing, including open rates, click rates, and also conversions or conversion rates. And when we say conversion, it means in this context how many people have taken the action after reading your email. And the action is the desired action that you want to define, whether it is like clicking and visiting a website, or placing an order, or booking a consultation, or whatever action you want them to achieve from that email. Most email, if not all email marketing platform, offer these capabilities to track your email performance. And I'm talking about platforms like free platforms like MailChimp or Sendinblue, because they provide built-in analytics to monitor these metrics. And additionally, there are other methods or tactics, like you can be testing different subject line. It's called A/B testing. You can test two versions and see which one is performing better. Or you can also test any component of your email, like the call to action, the buttons, the email layout, and whatnot. So those things will help you refine your emails and make them more effective over time as you learn from these testing and insight. Ultimately, you can focus on the result that align with your business goals, whether it is increasing website visits, sales, or engagement, or any other business goals that you might want to define.
That's great. So one of the things you talked about was collaboration with other businesses. And what ways would you suggest that a small business would reach out to other local businesses and help them save? How would you go about that? And I'm going to interrupt my own self with that question, say, well, obviously the chamber is one way that you can do it, because we are the connectors. So we have, if you want to do this kind of thing, reach out to us and say, hey, are there any businesses that are in my sector that are non-competitive that I could work with, and the chamber will certainly work with you to do that. But I hand it back to you to talk about some of the ways outside of the chamber that might work.
Absolutely, Brenda. I agree with you here. I would have to say that partnering with local businesses that complement yours can be a game changer in this case. For example, you can think of a business that related to your activities, and then you can partner with them. If we take, for as an example, a fitness studio, you can team up with the local. Eventually, you can team up with a local health food store to offer a joint promotion. Or you could also go host an event or webinar, for example, in this case with the chamber, to share marketing costs and cross promote your services. The key here is that building, the key point here is that building a referral network with these businesses can also be effective. And each of you recommend the other to your customer base. So there will be a win-win situation for both parties, and there will be no additional or any advertising expenses here. It will also help. Yeah, sorry.
It's a great part of your presentation today that I think gets not seen and talked about. So thank you for showing that. And I come back to the chamber again, because if you are businesses out there are listening to this and you think, one thing we do is we do what's called a BA5, which is a business after 5, which is really just like a get to know us, come to my place of business. You get a chance to talk to the members that show up. You put out some, soft drinks or coffee and a few munchies, and we just kind of socialize. But it's a great, simple, easy way, inexpensive way to broaden your network, get to know other businesses in the area, and be part of the community. So it's kind of all ties into what you're saying there. And I guess there's one last question, which is something that I struggle with as a small business too, which is, how do I ensure that my marketing is effective when I have such a little budget? And you guys know how little my budget is. So how does any small business take that little bit of money that you were talking about and do all those things that you talked about and make sure it all is the best use of their money?
Yeah, I think that's a very important question, honestly, if in this context of small businesses on a budget. I think the key here is to work on prioritizing um, your efforts and your the goals that you want to reach when you're on a limited budget. I would say that starting by understanding where your customers spend their time the most and focus your effort there. First, for example, if your audience is very active on Instagram, why not dedicating more of your resources to building a strong presence there as a starting point before reaching out to other platforms? And there are also analytics, because using analytics is very critical at this stage, specifically because you want to measure what's working and double down on those efforts. And there are so many tools out there that are free, like Google Analytics or email marketing reports can show you what's driving results. Also, you can try to use free tools wherever possible, and there are many tools out there, free and public, everybody can use, like social media scheduling apps or free version of email marketing platforms or any other analytics tool. So those tools will help you understand better your performance, but also you want to first try to see what will be your priorities and see which platform is performing better in terms of your audience, and try to focus more of your efforts toward that platform as a starting point before trying to expand to other platforms, I would say.
Wonderful. Well, I think that wraps up all the questions I have, or that were sent in. So thank you for answering them. Madhil and Yassine, thank you for this great presentation. I think there were some really good nuggets in there of things that could be used right away, things that would make a small business and a small budget be able to get into the world of marketing in a better way. So I appreciate that. Thank you all on the call for joining, and we will wrap up shortly with a thank you for supporting the chamber, and thank Mani and Yassine for their great offer. Please take advantage of their offer of a free month of service for them if you sign up with them, and I certainly can vouch for them as a great partner. So I will sign off with that and wish you all a great day and a happy rest of Small Business Week. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you so much, Brenda. Happy Small Business Week for everyone.
Yes.
Bye-bye.
Bye.